suck it up for another NCAA invite to Sherry Cole and company. Not only that, but if they win their first and second round games, the Elite Eight and Sweet 16 will welcome them to Oklahoma City. It won't be easy, though, with the Sooners struggling late but getting in. They will have to go on the road to Seattle, Washington, where they will play. Where they could play number 3 seed Washington, the Huskies. The Oklahoma Sooners, are in this pod, as are the 11th ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs and the 14th ranked Montana State Bobcats of the Big Sky Conference. All right, guys, we'll break down the entire our part of the Seattle bracket coming up next, only right here, Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. So the winner of the Seattle-Washington pod will move on to the Oklahoma City bracket, downtown in the Chesapeake. But for the Sooners to have a homecoming as far as that's concerned, they will have to face one of 3 teams. Well, 2 or 3 teams, you should say. The top seed in that bracket, it's the Seattle-Washington bracket, will be number 3 seed, the Washington Huskies. Finished 27-5, 15-3 in Pac-12 play. They beat UCLA. Their best win this last season they didn't make the conference championship game, so their best win was over UCLA 77-67 in Washington. Their head coach is Mike Neighbors, who is a 1984 grad from the University of Arkansas and has been at the University of Washington since 2013. Players to watch out for in this ballgame, well, she very well might be the best player to not be on UConn. The women's NCAA scoring leader, all-time leader, Kelsey Plum, number 10, is on this team, as is number 0, Chanel Osahor. We'll start with the big girl, number 10, Kelsey Plum, who is the women's NCAA scoring champion. Most points of any girl to play NCAA women's basketball. This version sees averaging 31.6 points per ball game last year for the Huskies, while averaging 5.1 rebounds per ball game and 4.7 assists per ball game for the Huskies. While number 2, Chantel Osahor, not as many points, of course, but still not bad at 15.8 points per ball game, 15.3 rebounds per ball game, and 4.2 assists per ball game for the Huskies of Washington. The next highest seed in this bracket are beloved Oklahoma Sooners. 22-9, 13-5 in Big 12 play. They beat Texas. Anybody remember the game where we beat Texas by a couple of points? Their head coach is Sherry Cole, who's a 1980 grad from Oklahoma Christian University and has been at Oklahoma since 1996. Their scoring leaders return to watch out for, 2 of them. Number 23, Maddie Manning, who applied for an extra year of eligibility and got one. And my main girl, Number 10, Peyton Little for the Sooners in her senior year. Maddie and Peyton both averaged 12.7 points per ball game for the Sooners, while averaging 5.5 rebounds per ball game does Maddie Manning, number 23, and she averages 2.1 assists per ball game for Oklahoma. Now, as we already mentioned, number 10, Peyton Little averages 12.7 points per ball game. However, she averages 3.2 rebounds per ball game and just 1.5 assists per ball game for the Sooner Boomers. The two low seeds in this bracket, number 11 Gonzaga and number 14 Montana State. But they come in hot, winning their conference championships. We'll start with number 11 seed Gonzaga Bulldogs. 26-6, 14-4, WAC 12 tourney champions. They beat St. Mary's 86-75 in their conference championship appearance. Their head coach is Lisa Frontier, who is a 2004 grad from Cal State Monterey Bay and has been at Gonzaga since 2014. Helping her keep things in her winning ways there in Gonzaga, number 11, Jill Barta, and number 23, Kiara Curdron. We'll start with number 13, Jill Bartra, who averages 16.9 points per ball game for the Bulldogs, while averaging 6.0 rebounds per ball game and 1.4 assists per ball game for the Zags. While the Bulldogs also have number 23, Kiara Curdron, who's not to be begun. Kiara averages 10.0 points per ball game this season for the Bulldogs, while averaging 7.8 rebounds per ball game and 2.9 assists per ball game for the Bulldogs of Gonzaga. The lowest seed in this bracket is 14, and that belongs to the Montana State Bulldogs. 25-6, 15-3 in Big Sky play. They beat Idaho State 62-56 in the Big Sky championship game, and their head coach is Tracia Benford. She's a 1995 grad from Boise State and has been at Montana State since 2005. Their leading scorers for the ball game, Oklahoma has a Peyton, and as does Montana State have a Peyton. Number 2, Peyton Ferris leads the Bobcats in scoring, as does number 15, Riley Nordgaard. We'll start with number 2, Peyton Ferris, who averages 17.5 points per ball game for the Bobcats, while averaging 7.5 rebounds per ball game and 2.4 assists per ball game for the Bobcats. Riley Nordgaard, not bad in her own right, averaging 13.5 points per ball game, 8.3 rebounds per ball game, and 2.0 assists per ball game for the Bobcats of Montana State. All right, Sooner fans, that'll do it for the preview edition. Hopefully, there will be another preview edition, which will preview the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 matchups, which will be in our great state of Oklahoma City, regardless of what happens. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's keep these pre-games coming. All right, guys, enjoy the March Madness. And as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody. Take care. I'm out of here.